Good evening, viewers. Welcome to tonight's session. We have Shekhar Iyer back with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Miraji. Thank you, Jaydev. Nice
Yeah,
to be
we're
back
also
with
joined
you.
by Jaydev. Yes. Sir, I'm sure you're going to give us the latest insights into the political scenario in India.
Well, I won't call them insights, but hints that we get to notice quite
Yes.
early in the run-up.
Yeah,
Right now, all the attention is focused on the remainder of those assembly elections, that is
absolutely.
Rajasthan and Telangana.
Yes.
And every day we are getting to see from guarantees to galis. There are more of abuses than, of course, initially it started with five guarantees, seven guarantees, your guarantee versus my guarantee. Now it has come down to actually, I mean, what not is being said in this campaign. Meenaji, I am really surprised.
Shocked.
I mean, why are we, reducing our political campaign to this?
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that India did not win World Cup finals. Well, we know cricket is a highly unpredictable game.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of things happen. There are so many factors which cannot be, controlled or decided in advance,
Yeah.
even if you're playing on the home ground.
Mm.
So there was so much of hype and pressure built into the finals
Yes.
that we saw, and finally, when India could not make it and Aussies won,
Mm.
uh, you saw the kind of thing being said,
Mm.
and I'm really shocked that Rahul Gandhi himself should choose to,
Yeah.
pay attention to what is being, circulated in the social media. Then Congress leaders mouthing it and saying that, look, this is all because Prime Minister was there. That is why India did not win.
Yeah.
Then a leader like Pramod Tiwari, who has been Uttar Pradesh Congress president, leader of the opposition in Uttar Pradesh Assembly, a Rajya Sabha member, he says that same thing happened in Chandrayaan. If
Yeah.
Chandrayaan
Mm.
2 also, because PM went to ISRO headquarters, the Chandrayaan could not land.
Mm.
I mean, what kind of superstitious thoughts these are? I mean,
Yeah.
just assuming that somebody is ill luck, somebody is good luck.
Yeah.
For a Rahul Gandhi to say, that, and he's saying in public rallies that
Yeah. Yeah. Is
Panoti
a
is that,
penalty. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, term for inauspiciousness, ill luck, and
Mm.
all that.
Mm. Mm.
Now, forgetting the fact that under his leadership, Congress has not distinguished itself very well,
Yes.
excepting winning some elections, which have given them the necessary boost wherever it
Yes.
is, whether
Mm.
Karnataka or Himachal.
Mm.
But broadly today, the state of the Congress, the organizational strength of the Congress today has not improved. I
Yeah.
mean, given you had 10 years to rebuild Congress, but
Mm.
what have you done?
Yeah.
Now, at a time to say, that is why we lost,
Mm.
but if you reduce it to this, all because I'm told the justification offered by the Congress is, well, did not the Prime Minister hint at Rahul Gandhi being, uh, Murkho ka Sardar, the king of all
Yeah.
idiots?
Yeah.
Because of that, his refusal to acknowledge the fact that India is the second largest producer of
Mm. Mm.
mobiles.
Mm.
He went on saying you should have mobiles made in Madhya Pradesh.
Mm.
Now, you can say mobiles made in India, and the mobiles are being made in India. And India is
Yes.
the
Yes.
second largest producer of mobile phones.
Yeah.
Now, what I am surprised, Minaji, is
Mm.
why are we taking this campaign to this level?
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying that Prime Minister means inauspiciousness. I mean,
Mm.
this is bit too much.
Going to the Stone
And
Age.
and and I mean, this is reminds us of all the same campaign 2007 when
Yeah.
Sonia Gandhi decided to mouth whatever was handed to her as a sort of a speech where she
Yes. Mm.
called him the merchant of death.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, this kind of things should be avoided in politics at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
So that is the thing. And coming to elections, what I gather is, the way the voting has gone in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh,
Yes.
it is not exactly great news for the Congress because
Okay.
they thought that they would be way, way ahead of the BJP in
Yeah.
Madhya Pradesh and
Uh,
Chhattisgarh.
yeah.
But the turnout,
Mm.
particularly of women voters in Madhya Pradesh,
Mm.
uh, who have responded well to Shivraj Singh Chauhan's campaign on that Ladli Behna scheme,
Yeah. Mm.
which he has been implementing for the last so many years. And
Yes.
that has given good traction, particularly in rural Madhya Pradesh.
Mm.
We have seen number of women queuing up for votes.
Mm.
In fact, the figures I have is there
Mm.
has been 18 lakh more
Oh.
women voters in Madhya Pradesh this time.
Oh, that's
Well,
great.
in percentage, it's about say
Mm.
2.88%. But in terms of number of women voters who turned up at booth this time, is 18 lakh more women voters compared to 2018.
Yeah.
So you can see this has given some reasons for the Congress also to revisit their calculations.
Yeah.
Probably it may be much more closer than call. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be. It's quite possible BJP could be ahead of the Congress by few seats
Mm.
and come back to power. I mean, this
Yeah.
possibility is there. In
Yeah.
Chhattisgarh too, BJP is not doing as badly as expected.
Okay.
Well, Rajasthan is a case where I'm told you have Congress was already having difficulties. Those difficulties have increased, though there are pockets where Gehlot's men could be doing well. But the
Yeah.
biggest problem, Miraji, which I would like to share is Rahul Gandhi has been very upset with Ashok Gehlot. In fact,
Mhm.
he is blaming him for whatever things have happened, and he has ensured a number of loyalists of Ashok Gehlot did not get ticket.
Okay.
And consequently, Ashok Gehlot is very upset.
Mm.
And I'm told Sonia went to Jaipur supposedly to escape from pollution in
The
Delhi.
heat. Yeah. Mm.
But nobody goes to Jaipur to avoid pollution.
Yes,
Whether
exactly.
they travel to
Mm.
the somewhere
So
Goa or
Manali or
somewhere else.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm told she had a word with Ashok Gehlot and tried to pacify because
Yeah.
Ashok Gehlot, like Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar, is very important for fund realization. So
Yes.
the Gandhi family would not like to make any
Rub
of
in
them
the.
feel
Yeah. Yeah.
unhappy. So
Mm.
that being the case, so we are looking at a very very interesting scenario in about today is 22nd. In a week's
Yes.
time, you will have the last election Telangana,
Yeah.
and I am told in Telangana, Meena ji, I would like to share the perception. There
Yeah.
was a mood for change. There were a lot of anti-incumbency factors working against KCR government,
Yeah.
but the Congress organization has not been up to the match. So
Okay.
there are many places where Telangana Congress leaders have told me, and some Congress leaders who went from Delhi to Telangana,
No.
either as observers or as they
No.
tell me that we have not been able to capitalize on the mistakes of KCR,
Okay.
which means to say
Mm.
that there is a good possibility that KCR will be back in power.
Mm.
And my own hunch is that he is going to put his son in the chair.
Mm.
KT Ramarao will be the Chief Minister of Telangana, and he will shift to Delhi to
Mm.
work on his third front, minus Congress. But then people are expecting that after this election, KCR may again return to being more friendly with Prime Minister Modi than hitherto.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So, Shekhar just wanted to ask you. You remember this incident that happened a long time back? When Sharad Pawar was insulted by the Australian cricket team members who pushed him off stage after receiving the trophy. Now they have been. It seems they have been paid back by Modi, leaving Australian captain alone on the stage after giving him the trophy. He took along with him Australian Vice Premier too. You can see the expression on the face of the Australian captain. Do you think this was a subtle stub towards them, or it's not? I mean, it's just people making things out of that.
Miraji, Aussies are not known to be great gentlemen of cricket.
Mm,
There
mm.
have been instances where we have seen Aussies or Aussie players have been accused of racism, the
Yes.
kinds of comments they make. I mean, they are not the best, though they are great players on the field.
Yeah.
So I do not know this was planned such, but then the occasion was the Prime Minister hands over the cup. And
Yeah.
moreover, the Prime Minister was very keen to meet our players in the green room,
Yes. Yes.
and he wanted to speak to them, and he wanted to assure them. That is why I think, barring that brief ceremony when
Yeah.
he and the Australian Deputy Prime Minister handed over the cup,
Yeah.
and then he left the place. Now,
Yes.
we do not know, what was the arrangement,
Yeah.
why
Mm.
the Australian captain was left standing with
Alone.
the World
Yeah.
Cup a little longer
Exactly.
than we
Yeah.
thought. I mean, that
Exactly.
that that
Yeah.
I cannot say that it was deliberate. But
Yeah.
one thing is clear: the Prime
Mm.
Minister's heart and mind at that moment was with our players.
Yeah.
So were the crowds that were terribly disappointed in. I mean, a cricket game in India, whether it is India Pakistan or India versus anybody. I mean, you because there is a lot of emotions going to this game.
Yes. Yes.
One can, in hindsight, say, look, let's treat a cricket as cricket.
Mm.
It's all, after all, a sporting event. Some win, some lose. But
Mm.
the kind of energy that goes in and the kind of investment that goes in,
Mm.
Meenaji, I'm particularly talking about. I'm not getting into even the betting aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, whether it is IPL or
Mm,
world class cricket, obviously there is a commercial betting angle,
mm,
but the very fact that so much of investment is made in terms of the coverage, the
mm,
ticket sales,
mm,
broadcasting rights, and things like that. So
mm.
obviously, there is so much of investment, emotional
Yes.
as well as
Yeah, yeah.
collateral investment. When there
Mm,
is a disappointing result, you can sense the mood.
yeah,
And of
yeah.
course, people are arguing that the crowds would have been more responsive in, say, Eden Gardens or in Chidambaram Stadium in
Mm,
Chennai or even in Bengaluru. I mean, I do not know. Yes, there was a time when Eden Gardens, took a bow for Tony Gregg way back in
yeah,
70s.
yeah.
Saluting
Mm,
his
mm,
for his cricket. But
yeah.
today India has changed because there
Mm,
is so much of passion getting. I mean, so much of passion that we tend to not look at game at any game
yeah.
dispassionately because that the problem of
Even Shekarji, even in our homes, the families were divided. Like the husband would watch it, the wife wouldn't watch it because of principles. And everybody was in a state of split, even in homes.
so I mean so therefore. But one thing, you see, if suppose the prime minister had stayed longer and imagine a repeat of the scene, what happened to Sharad Pawar, that
Yes.
would have been very, very
Yeah.
ugly.
Yes. Yes.
And then the crowd reaction would have been even more uglier.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I would say that good
Absolutely.
in
Yeah.
any such thing was avoided
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's
because
why the
and
deputy.
Meeraji, you would
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
also seen
Mm,
pictures on the social media
yeah.
how the Aussie celebrated that night.
Mm.
That one player who was sitting in
His
a
foot.
sofa and with his leg
Uh,
over
yes.
the
For
World
the
Cup.
World Cup. Yeah.
I mean, you have seen such
Yeah.
without whether we can authenticate those pictures
Yeah.
or not. I
Yeah.
do not know,
Yeah.
but definitely that
But they
soulless
lack the
mood of
finesse. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is of course that such a thing did not happen,
Mm,
and I think and also in these matters, Binaji,
mm,
the Prime Minister. I mean, I wanted to add this point. Prime
mm,
Minister
mm.
goes by the advice from the security
Yeah.
in a stadium where there are one lakh
Mm,
30,000 people
yeah.
present,
Yeah.
despite lot of frisking, lot of
Mm.
security. For the Prime Minister to stay on the stage longer than necessary
Yes. Absolutely.
is a security risk.
Yeah. Is a security risk. Yeah.
And I'm sure he would have been advised by the special protection group
Yeah.
that to avoid, because there is no bulletproof or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because last time you remember when Manmohan Singh and President Musharraf
Yes.
watched that India-Pakistan, match in
Uh,
Mohali,
yeah.
they were behind a bulletproof
Yes. Exactly.
enclosure.
Mm.
So you can see that this time there was no bulletproof arrangement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are other factors for the
Yes.
Prime Minister to leave that space
Quickly. Yeah.
as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. Back to you, Jaydev.
Yeah, see, sir, one more thing when you spoke about this security, risk in the stadium. We saw one boy, dressed in a Palestinian flag. He came to Kohli and he, sort of, caught his shoulder or something, and Kohli just tried to brush it off. But the big question is how the security failed at this point of time. This person rushing to Kohli, and that was a big security
The
failure.
Hamas angle.
The
Yeah,
Hamas.
yeah. No, definitely, Jaydev. That was a very, very serious lapse. And what we know of him is he's the person of Australian.
Yeah.
He's an Australian citizen, and he's a sympathizer with for the Palestinian cause. And he got what he wanted. He wanted that moment of publicity and
Yeah. Yeah.
attention to be drawn to whatever cause he was espousing.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's a security issue.
Yes.
Now, particularly after that episode, I'm sure the SPG would have, told the Prime Minister to see that the event is, the public exposure is even shorter.
Mm.
So, I mean, I do not rule that out. Though I'm not claiming that that is the reason why the Prime Minister did not spend more than a minute there. But this could be a reason. But
Yeah.
even this particular episode,
Mm.
though people can say no harm was done and all that, but it's a big breach.
Yes.
Definitely a very serious breach. And I'm sure the Special Protection Group, Intelligence Bureau, they would have gone because you need to also look at people who may be foreign tourists who are coming there to
Yes.
watch our
Yes.
matches. But then you need to be on guard
Yeah.
because we know the kind of havoc wreaked by these so-called, lone wolves.
Yes.
They can do anything. So
Yeah.
therefore, we need to be more careful, I think.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Jaydev, that
Yeah.
this is definitely a very, very important point to be flagged.
Yeah. Sir, Rajesh Pilot spoke against the family and was punished, is what Modi ji claimed in Rajasthan. Do you think that is one of the reasons why the family is angry with him? And
So, well, you see, Rajesh Pilot case, I recall that period particularly. This was when Sitaram Kesri was had unceremoniously removed PV Narasimha Rao
yes,
after that Lakkubai Patak case, where a pickle trader had said that, had accused Narasimha Rao of taking bribe from him.
yeah,
And on that basis, the complaint was registered, and Narasimha Rao
mm,
was asked by the group claiming loyalty to Sonia Gandhi to give up either the post of leader of opposition or Congress president.
yes,
And Narasimha Rao chose to leave the post of Congress president.
mm,
And later, when I had met Narasimha Rao, he told me that
mm.
that's a mistake I made, that I gave up the post of
Huh.
leader of the opposition.
Okay, okay,
I gave up the post of Congress president
yes,
and put
yes,
Sitaram Kesari there.
mm,
Because Narasimha Rao told me that there is no power on the earth
mm,
to remove a Congress president from his
mm,
post,
mm.
because the Congress constitution does not give scope. But
Yeah,
even then, we saw
mm,
how Sitaram Kesari was unceremoniously removed
yeah,
because he was not willing to resign. They forced him to resign,
yeah,
and not only that, they used his interview of more than 3 months old
mm,
during that period. I'm talking of that period, 1998,
yeah, yeah.
and
When he
in
was
that interview,
locked in
he
the
had said,
bathroom. Mm,
and he in that interview given to some one Hindi
uh,
newspaper,
uh,
he had said, "I'm willing to give up the Congress presidentship if Sonia Gandhi wants to become." And in this instant, he was resisting resignation
mm,
because he says, "Let Sonia Gandhi tell me."
mm,
And Sonia Gandhi, it was below her dignity to ask Sitaram Kesari to give way for her,
yes, yes,
because she didn't want to appear to be
mm,
actually on a smash and grab mode,
yeah,
because they had to keep up that
mm,
narration, that
yeah,
she is
yeah,
that large-hearted, ever willing
yeah,
to
yeah,
sacrifice for the
mm,
Congress party, etc., etc. Now, during that period, the period when Sitaram Kesari took over, there was a Congress presidential election.
mm,
Now, Sitaram Kesari had the blessing of the Gandhi family.
yeah,
So, like this time, where Shashi Tharoor has got into trouble
mm,
because having decided to contest against Mallikarjun Kharge,
yes, yes,
was disapproved by the Gandhis.
mm,
Similarly, Sharad Pawar and Rajesh Pilot
mm,
decided to contest for the Congress president's post
mm.
when the blessed candidate was Sitaram Kesari.
Oh,
And subsequent to that, Rajesh Pilot was hounded by Congress loyalists of Sonia Gandhi.
mm,
And, because Rajesh Pilot, to all his credit, I knew him personally well.
mm,
He came from nowhere.
yeah,
Basically, born into a pastoral family,
yeah,
and he was an Air Force pilot,
mm,
and then he met Indira Gandhi in her usual public darshan at that number 1 Safdarjung
mm,
Road in Delhi, and that's how he caught her attention, and she gave him a ticket. He won the election,
yeah,
and he had no pedigree or
mm, mm,
nothing aage piche, nothing like that.
mm, mm,
And when he contested election, everybody came on bricks and tons.
mm,
And unfortunately, after, of course, in the election where Sitaram Kesari got elected, but Sharad Pawar and Rajesh Pilot minded to get votes of a number of delegates,
yes,
much to the worries of the loyalists, who felt that somewhere along, Congress party was divided. And
yeah,
ultimately, what happened was Sharad Pawar could not accept Sonia's leadership, and after a
yes,
few months, I mean,
mm,
rather after a year or so, I mean, yeah, this happened in end of 96, 97. Then by
mm,
98, Sitaram Kesari was kicked out, Sonia came in, and Sharad Pawar went on to launch his own party, and
yes,
Rajesh Pilot unfortunately died in a car accident. Now,
yeah,
subsequent to that, let us come to what has happened to his son Sachin Pilot.
yes,
Sachin
yes,
Pilot was the PCC president in the run up to the 2018 election.
yeah,
He campaigned for the party. He was promised chief minister's post by the Gandhis.
mm,
And finally, when the elections were over, the manipulation was done such a way by
mm,
the then political secretary, Ahmed Patel,
yeah,
for the Gandhis.
mm,
And Sachin Pilot was asked to accept the deputy CM's post,
mm,
and as well as remain PCC chief.
yeah,
And Ashok Gehlot got control because Ashok Gehlot was better deliverer in terms of resources for
yes,
the family as well as for the party.
mm,
Now he has already, and since then, he led a rebellion. He went and took his band of MLAs, went to Haryana.
mm,
Then subsequently Priyanka rang him up, came back, and he was given told He was promised that in a year's time he would become chief minister, but that never happened.
Hmm.
And finally, today, Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot have done a patch up of sorts,
Hmm.
and that patch up is going to come away, even
Yeah.
before the results come. As soon as
Yeah.
the voting is over, you are going to hear a lot of, you're going to hear a lot of murmur and open allegations about how each side has undone the other and the party.
Yeah.
So therefore, there is a grain of facts in
Yes.
what Prime Minister said today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with regards to the National Herald, yes, Yadi, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's regarding the National Herald case itself. You could, just ask.
Yeah. So, with
Yeah.
regards to the National
So
Herald case, yeah, are you taking it? Yes.
yeah. So for our viewers, who don't know what's the National Herald case, it is, the National Herald case is an ongoing case in Delhi court filed by Subramanian Swamiji against Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, their companies and associated persons. As per the complaint filed in the court of the Metropolitan Magistrate, Associated Journals Limited, which is AJL, took an interest-free loan of 90 crores from INC, which is Indian National Congress. It is alleged that the loan was not repaid. A closely held company, Young Indian, was incorporated in November 2010 with a paid-up capital of 5 lakh, and it acquired almost all the shareholding of AJL, which is the Associated Journals Limited, and all its properties, which is alleged to be worth 5,000 crores. Now, Subramanian Swamy alleged criminal misappropriation by both Sonia and Rahul Gandhi. So, this is a summary of what the National Herald case is. So, yeah, what is the latest update on this?
Jaydev ji, this is one of the most bizarre cases. Have you ever seen somebody owes 90 crores of money to a party, that to a political party that has given a loan? Have you
Yes.
heard of political parties giving loan? A political party gives loan to a journal owned by
Yeah.
most members of the party. That is 90 crores. Now that Congress party decides,
Hmm.
rather that company decides, that AJL decides, look, for the 90 crores, since we are not in a position to pay these 90 crores,
Yeah.
we'll sell ourselves to somebody who is newly born
Hmm.
for 50 lakhs. A 90 crore loan is sold for 50 lakhs to a newly created company, incorporated
Company.
company,
Hmm.
that is Young Indian,
Hmm.
consisting of the same people who also were on the board of AJL. And for that, and when it is not in a position to, even have 5 lakh rupees,
Yes.
they take it for 50 lakhs. In order to pay 50 lakhs, they get 1 crore from a Kolkata based company, a
Hmm.
shell company, obviously.
Hmm.
And in the process, whatever was owned by AGL gets transferred to this paper,
Hmm.
to this new company.
Hmm.
And in the process, you avoid capital gains tax, you avoid income tax. And the new company, 76% the shares are held by Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi.
Hmm.
Jaydev ji, look at this whole bizarre thing. Whoever thought of this?
Hmm.
And what is the reply? And yesterday, what has happened?
Hmm.
Enforcement Directorate has concluded that whatever criminal proceeds of this transaction,
Yeah.
which has now been established, in which several shareholders, they had a number of shareholders.
Hmm.
Jawaharlal Nehru created it in 1937.
Yes.
AJL to publish 3 publications: National Herald in English, Qawmi Awaz in Urdu, and Upjeevan in Hindi. Now, there are more than 2,000 more shareholders. At least
Yes.
1,000 shareholders were reduced to 1% in this new arrangement. And we all know that the whole attempt was to get the properties which are
Hmm.
with AJL to a new company where 76% is Sonia Gandhi and
Own.
Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this happened during the height of UPA rule,
Hmm.
2010.
Hmm.
Now, what is shocking to all of us is how did a party that was in power decided to go about it in such a brazen manner,
Hmm.
knowing very well that it violated several laws, income
Yes.
tax laws, for instance. And obviously, a money laundering was involved because the company which bought it for 50 lakhs
Hmm.
had taken money through a Hawala route. So that is how ED came into the picture. Now
Yeah,
ED
yeah.
says with whatever money you have created that asset to yourself,
Hmm.
you got the asset transferred to yourself, those assets are seized. So some
Yes.
752 crore worth of assets are now seized.
Hmm.
Now the Congress started reaction then, earlier in May 2019, some 60 crore worth of assets was seized. This
Hmm.
time they have gone for full hog,
Hmm.
all their properties.
Hmm.
And many of these properties are rented out, they get rent also.
Hmm.
See, that is the biggest commercial. I think sometime during the course of the UPA2, the Gandhis decided that whatever property is there in the name of AICC,
Hmm.
which was giving commercial returns, should be hived off and put into a company which they will control.
Yeah.
And many congressmen who are out defending the Gandhis today in this case are not even aware what has happened. भाई चूना आपको लगा है भाई what is belonging to the Congress party get transferred to a family.
Hmm.
It's another matter. See, what is the
Hmm.
defense we are hearing
Hmm.
from Kapil Sibbal or
Hmm.
from Abhishek Manu Singhvi is this, that ये क्या है, this is from left hand to right hand to left hand, and there is not a single shareholder who has complained. There is no complainant. But the fact is, you have violated every law on the land. If
Yes.
anybody else were to do it,
Hmm.
would they not attract the provisions? Because the income case is already on appeal.
Yes.
They were asked to pay a fine,
Hmm.
almost close to 100 crore. And
Hmm.
today they need to collect that money in white, to
Hmm.
pay that in white.
Yeah.
That's one challenge.
Hmm.
And this is a irksome case because
Hmm.
this was started as a private claim paid by Subramanian Swamy.
Yeah.
And they went and challenged the proceedings in that Metropolitan Court. They went to High Court, they didn't get relief. They went to Supreme Court, they didn't get relief.
Yes.
Neither Supreme Court nor the Delhi High Court was willing to close the case.
Yeah.
But what is the purpose now? They say that, well, the Modi government is out on a political. No, I think the Modi government is only reminding the voters,
Hmm.
look, beware of this group.
Hmm.
They think that they have come out and they are entirely clean, and now they are using corruption as a plank against BJP.
Hmm.
This Adani, all these things that Rahul Gandhi says, Ambani, Adani. Now they have dropped Ambani. They don't take the name of Ambani anymore. Probably they got what they wanted. So
Yeah.
they don't talk about it. It's
Yes.
only now Ambani and Amit Shah. I mean,
Hmm.
Adani and Amit Shah.
Yes.
Who knows, by next Lok Sabha election, they may drop Adani also. Want to It's all
Hmm.
about resources management.
Yeah.
And so we are seeing a case. I think, yes, BJP, yeah, if there is a political purpose, I will not deny it. The political purpose is this, Miraji,
Yeah.
to tell the voters of this country, look, this is the party which, when it
Hmm.
was in power, was
Hmm.
willing to go to this extent on a matter involving their own party and their own party's property. Forget
Yes.
other public properties and
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
public assets.
Yes.
Because the running theme of the Prime Minister is, look, corruption is an ingredient of Congress rule.
Yeah.
Now,
So
can
what
any
will
of us
happen
deny
next,
that?
Shekharji? What is
Well,
the
I
next?
think you see the problem is now this property was already. I mean, they had already asked them to vacate this place earlier,
Yes,
so the
but they
commercial
hadn't.
returns will stop. See,
Hmm.
whatever commercially they were getting will stop,
Hmm.
and now in the next few months the cases will move in a more logical towards the logical end.
Yeah. Yeah. So in a
Because in
sense,
income tax matter, they
yeah.
have to pay
Yeah.
a heavy penalty, and already the
Yes.
penalty has been
Hmm.
set, and they are not getting relief in the court. You see, you have to
Yes.
look at that also.
Hmm. So, Shekharji, see, in a sense, we have to be thankful to Dr. Swami for that, isn't it? Because it is this case and the Ayodhya case that he pursued relentlessly.
Well, Ayodhya case is not so much as
Ah,
because there were other parties also,
yeah, yeah,
but definitely in this case he had,
yeah. We need to
he
give
had
the
taken it
credit.
up. He had filed a complaint way back in 2014, June of
Yes,
2014, and
yes.
this is we are in 2023. So for
Hmm,
last 9 years,
hmm,
he was the original complaint, and on the basis of that, IT took up the case.
hmm.
After IT took up the case, the ED came in. See, that's how the whole thing panned
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Moving to the Mahadev app betting scam. Now, the Mumbai police have identified key suspects, including builders and investors from Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Punjab, and Delhi. More than 14 days have passed since the FIR was filed, but it remains uncertain as to whether the case will be investigated by the crime branch or the EOW. So this is getting more and more interesting, sir, because more and more high profile people are there in it. and the betting and matchfixing also is involved. Are the some of the elements of the case. And the Mumbai police have identified three key suspects from a list of 32 people named in the FIR filed at the Matunga police station. So, what do you think this is leading to, Shikhaji?
Yeah, yeah. Just one more point I would like to add is that the FIR also mentioned the name of Amit Sharma, a Matunga resident who was living in Dubai, alleged to be Chandrakar's close aide. He was arrested by the CBI and had spent time in jail. As per the FIR, Sharma is not only Chandrakar's front man, but also a partner of various business ventures linked with D Company. Following his instructions, he became a business partner of Dawood Ibrahim's brother Mustaqim and joined various ventures, including the betting business. So, on Mustaqim's directive, Sharma also pumped huge amounts in various construction projects in Mira Road, the FIR said. So Hemant Sood, whose name figures at serial number 17 in the FIR, has alleged links to Chandrakar and currently lives in Abu Dhabi also. This is also quite new.
Okay.
No, definitely, Jaydev. This is a very big thing. We are only seeing the tip of the iceberg,
Yes, yes.
and there is a case. There is already a case in Chhattisgarh. Now we are seeing a case in Mumbai, and in the campaign, in the Chhattisgarh election campaign, Prime Minister has promised that after the elections, definitely the central government will move into this matter. And most probably, if the BJP comes to power in Chhattisgarh, they will get CBI to, investigate. They may hand over the case to CBI, and CBI may take over all the cases, because definitely there is a nexus, rather a network involving a nexus of politicians, your private builders, the real estate lobby, and all. There are so many other things, and
Mm.
probably underworld,
Mm.
and there could be a narcotics running racket
Yes,
also involved, because
yes.
lot of money involved in that,
Mm.
and with obvious Dubai connection. And for the uninitiated, we know that this app was into betting of sporting events, including cricket.
Mm.
So initially they were paying off all those who had made smaller bets, but eventually as they increased the stakes, and when they won the bets, they were not paid.
Yeah,
That is how the money was siphoned off from
yeah,
them. And obviously, we have heard in Chhattisgarh how people very close to Bhupesh Baghel have been named as recipients.
yeah.
We have heard names like Rahul Chandarkar.
Mm.
Then there are other characters who are, and there was one person who has now come and said, "Look, yes, we paid Bhupesh Baghel."
Mm.
So this case is going to gather speed after the
Mm.
December 3rd election results,
Yeah.
because as Prime Minister's promised, and if there is a terrorist angle,
Mm.
then you would see NIA would step in,
Yeah.
because whether any of those names that you are mentioning in
Mm.
Mumbai FIR,
Mm.
if there are reference to people wanted in acts of terror
Mm.
or in terrorist networks, then it will be easier for the central government to ask NIA to move in.
Yes.
Then once NIA moves in and traces more money trails,
Mm.
then you can see that ED coming in, and
Yeah.
eventually CBI will come in.
Yeah. So, just one point before we wind up is that, see, in the midst of all this, we have these top film actors, promoting gutka, promoting, gambling. This is all the advertisements we're talking about, the latest ads. They are promoting gutka, they're promoting pan parag, all these things they're promoting. And who are they, they're addressing? They're addressing the younger generation. So, don't they know that this is all, harmful and for both the mind and for everything, the purse and everything.
Yeah, definitely, Minaji, what you are saying is, surrogate advertising.
Mm.
Sometimes it's not so direct,
Yeah.
and they have been going around the law. And
Mm.
also this online game,
Mm.
online gaming, whether
Yes, exactly.
it had come up with the GST also. Tamil Nadu
Yeah.
was among the governments that wanted online betting.
Yes.
They
Yes.
have fixed a very high GST rate,
Mm. Mm.
but because states are looking at revenue side
Yeah.
on this online betting.
Yeah.
But definitely, when online betting is like gambling.
Yeah.
Now, those who have money to spare, they can jolly well do it.
Yeah.
And they are already doing it when they go abroad to
Mm.
Bangkok or Dubai or Hong Kong
Mm.
or wherever, but or Singapore. But the question is, in a case like Mahadev, where there are the small betters,
Yeah. Exactly.
people
Exactly.
who start with say 100,
Yeah.
500,000,
Yeah.
and they get trapped in, and it becomes an
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
That's a time when it has social implications,
Mm.
where families are reduced to poverty, because of this kind of addiction. That needs to be guarded, and people need to be educated about the dangers which they are
Yes.
not aware. See,
Yeah.
like these apps that give you loan apps. How
Yes.
many families have been trapped by these loan
Yes.
apps? They are organized gangs who are employing all methods, coercive methods,
Yes.
not just to recover the money. They are
Mm.
targeting women also,
Yes. By posting nude pictures
using
of theirs.
all deep fakes and things like that.
Yes. Yes. So, just a small mention of what you said exactly happened here. See, we have a vegetable vendor who comes with a cart, every morning, and he sells vegetables. And very nice person, very good character. Says you pay him tomorrow also, it's okay. But now because we have digital payment, things are faster. Now he was missing for some time, and then I asked him like, where did he go? So he said that, see, my son and daughter-in-law are into online, you know uh, gambling. And what happened was, they put in a little money, then finally they lost about 10 lakhs,
Oh my
and they had to sell his property to get that, to finish that loan. So you can imagine he was looking so stressed and pressure, under pressure. A man who just sells vegetables. I was feeling so sad for him. And I said that these people don't even realize that when they advertise all these online, betting games and gambling games. So that's
God.
one of
Indeed,
the, yeah,
indeed, it's
yeah,
a very, very unfortunate, and I can share. Many of my friends have been trapped by these so-called
yes,
WhatsApp video calls.
yes,
I mean, my general advice to all our friends is don't take video call or voice call of anybody you do not know. If
okay,
anybody is trying to contact you, at least they would be decent enough to send you a message first, rather than, and particularly if you are taking international calls.
yes,
And I have realized that there are many people out in countries like Nepal,
mm,
Thailand,
mm,
or even in Pakistan,
yeah,
and where they are out to trap people, post photographic videos, deep fakes, then extract money, blackmail
yeah,
people.
yes.
So you
So,
have to be on the guard, all the time. And this
mm,
is the danger of technology, having advanced into your personal life.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shekharji. Wonderful session with you, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, Jai Hind. Thank you very much.